Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Minecraft Through the Android. Think about that for a second. Here we are in the full release of 0.10. Look, it no longer says the alpha build at the top. Hooray, hooray. So, now there won't be any more builds until the 0.11 development cycle. But anyways, here we are working on the farm. We were. Let me check real fast. Where did we finish? I think we finished the walls. We got the torches. We should be all good to start working on... I should probably work on the backside first and make sure that I know what I'm doing. Oopsies, do not break the grass, please. That's a waste of durability. I need to figure out where exactly the water's going to come from for it to flow properly. That's a spider. Excuse me, buddy. Must have fallen from a great height to have only one hit. Alright, so this right here, this is block 8, which means I can go 7 forward. 6 plus the source. So this is 8. So this is block 1. This is where the source block needs to be, which means there's got to be like a wall back here. I'll probably just use dark oak, keep consistent. Oh, you know what that also means? These torches are gonna go. Or are they? The torches might be able to stay. Because as long as the water is unable to flow and break the torch, that just means I need a cover on both sides. I might know how to do this. I would use fences. I could probably use fences for the top. I don't think I use them for the bottom. For water logging. Let me just check once more. Yeah, so the water's got to be here. If the water is here... Okay, I know what I'm doing. Howdy, howdy, welcome back. Who pinged me? Email about newsletters. Not important. Alright, so I still have shovel durability, still have axe durability. Let's get some building blocks for this. So I can make this look nice and not just built out of dirt, because that's not very cool. I have this image in my mind for how it's going to be set up, but I don't know how complicated I'm going to end up making this. So let's grab more oak planks, dark oak planks. In fact, I might also be able to add the 2 tones for the backside as well. Oh, hey, I have exactly the same amount of each. Wonder how that happened. And howdy, Paul. Welcome back. You know, while I'm here, I guess I could spend a little bit of cobblestone. I'm gonna try not to spend too much. Then I'll need... How do I want to do this? I don't think it matters. Alright, let's start with where the water is going to be. I didn't realize how much I missed not being able to see the block highlight until the block highlight didn't render. But now it's here and I feel better. I'm also going to need to carve up more of the front, but I want to focus on this backside first. So we'll do, if it's 3 blocks, that'd be like this. I could do like the 2 sides for oak. Oh, that's the end. I'm probably gonna keep it all open right here. The torches are gonna stay for now, but we'll see if I end up building some sort of wall. I just need this here to prevent the water from flowing backward, because the water's going to be coming from up above. I guess we're also going to find out if water flowing on top of a block, on top of any crops, if that breaks it, or if that just deletes the block. Because there was a bug on Java until, like, I think it was like beta 1.9, somewhere around there, where if you had water falling down, and say it landed on the torch would get deleted. But if the water came sideways and washed away the torch, then the torch would drop as an item. Same thing with crops, and that's a problem I've had to deal with on my farm on the beta 1.8 world. So the water goes here, so I need some sort of containment system, like right up here. In fact, I almost think I can do something like this. In fact, this is going to have to be 2 blocks tall, unless if I carve this one out. Let me think. Will this be a problem? I don't think so. There's a reason why I'm going to need a hole here going all the way across. You'll see why soon. Yeah, this might work for what I'm doing. I'm trying to visualize. That just means I'll also need that. Although, I don't know if I want to use oak up here instead. Because the water is going to be at this layer. So as long as this one's fine. Alright, well here, let's just get to work. Designing this without redstone ended up being a little more complicated than I thought. But at the same time, what I was originally thinking was going to be even more complicated than this. All I had to do was some thinking, and it sort of pieced together. We're going to place down the last of these planks on the top layer, and then we'll sleep. In fact, if I have some torches, well, you know what, this area is bright enough, and I don't feel like wandering into the swamp. I was going to place down more torches in this area, but as I look, past me did a good job already of doing that. We might start enveloping that swamp area, but that'll wait. That'll be for another time. Probably. We'll see how long we go today with working on the farm. Because right now, I don't have much of a plan other than finishing up on that back wall, but I don't know if the cobblestone I have is going to be enough for it. So, I guess we'll find out. ZZZ, all the way home. You know, I still don't have a proper house. I have a bedroom, I have a storage room, I have these different areas, but I don't have a proper home. I used a seed viewer to find where the Disco Mountains would generate. I have not visited yet. I've been in this area mostly. I don't know where they are, but it'd be easy to go back and find them again. But otherwise, no, not yet. Okay, so the backside, we're just gonna mirror what I have down below. But for this front side, maybe I'll do it inverted. And we ran out. And we can combine this stack. That looks fine. I don't know how much of this will be visible. Alright, I think that looks good enough, so we'll just copy this to the other side. Backrooms movie has indeed been released. I'm gonna see it probably next weekend. We were looking at theaters here. I should say we were looking at showtimes here, and they were all kind of full. I'm not surprised. So I didn't really want to sit from the second row from the screen. So we're gonna wait until next weekend. Hopefully there are less people. So soon I'll watch. Oop. Howdy, Griffin. Welcome back. Did you thoroughly enjoy it compared to the web series? Did you ever catch up on the web series? I kept bugging you about it. Every time there's a big new release. I don't know if you ever caught up though. You know what this kind of reminds me of for no reason? Something like a market stall. I don't know, this just feels like you'd see this type of pattern on someone's roof over in the marketplace. And it looks kind of weird having this extra piece sitting back. So let's see, do I do that? It's either do that or make it flat. This is more interesting than making it flat, so we're going to spend the extra dark oak and just continue the pattern. You did see Spider. Spider is gone now. This is one of those times where I did in fact watch trailers. Sometimes I avoid them. This time there's too much excitement. Alright, so how does this look on the front? I guess the diagonal here already does kind of continue. Although there should be 3, not 2. But we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, I guess technically this one should have been the oak, which means this pattern should have copied here. Which means I would have flipped this instead of mirroring the bottom. This one should be the same pattern as the top. But because I already built all of it, and you'd only know if you looked at it from the side, we're just gonna leave it. This is how it's going to be. And howdy Hunter, welcome back. If you're not going to a theater, you're gonna have a hard time avoiding it. Because I will say now, chances are it's gonna be brought up again over the following few weeks. Alright, so what I'm looking for is how many blocks this is. Do we know when it's coming to streaming? I feel like it's gotta be a while. Iron Lung still isn't even on streaming. Mark said, I think the 31st, it's going on YouTube. So we're almost there, assuming everything's going right. At least the major countries, it'll be out on the 30th or 31st. Yeah, so that was 9 blocks times... Oh wait, hold on, I can avoid this one as well. I don't know if you will ever find a movie that's considered perfect. If you dissect any movie that's ever existed, you will find something, some sort of flaw. Alright, well 9 times 4 is... 36. That took too long to calculate. So I need 36 signs. I don't know what movie or what platform. I don't know if A24, right? That's the movie studio. I don't know if A24 has any deals with streaming platforms. But like with demand and whatnot, and modern day cinema, it'll be on streaming at some point. Alright, so I need 36 signs. Divided by 3 is 12 crafts. Times 6. Oh wait, hold up. I need... So that's 18, which means I need another 18. I can do this after I get more planks. Hello to you as well, welcome. How many movies on Prime Video require a separate fee? I know some stuff is streamed directly, other stuff is buy or rent. Like free for Prime users. Alright, I need 16, 32, 36. Hooray! Time to see if I mathed correctly. Thankfully, this will be easier than Java, since I don't have to bother with crouching. Prime has paid tiers? Isn't Prime like 250 a year? 150 a year? %90 of paywalled? The 4 Rebuild of Evangelion movies were free. Free with Prime. There was something else. Hello. There was something else I watched within the past few years that was free with Prime, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a big movie. It was something small. Alright, so the question is, where do I put this? How about we start on this side? That's not gonna fast quit. There we go. And that just does the thingy. Alright, we're gonna start with one of these, and then we're gonna sleep. I set the music volume to 67%. I kinda liked that number before the internet ruined it because it's 2/3. Sometimes 50% is not enough, and 75% is too much. So 66.7% is the happy middle ground. So I end up using that value within game development as well, for the reason I just mentioned. Backrooms on physical media would bring joy. As someone who still collects physical media. What was something I just picked up recently? Maybe I didn't pick something up recently. Oh! It was in the old 2012 3D Blu-ray release of Hugo that I saw at a thrift store. I was going through the extras on there. I hadn't seen the movie since middle school, back in theaters. I should place them on the corner of my screen, you're right. Hooray, Pocket Edition. I don't have to deal with Java's stuck on the middle of the screen crosshair. One movie I'm hoping to acquire at some point is the new 4K release for Doctor Who. 35! Okay, so it's 36 minus 1. Hooray! But now we can get the water in place. I've not watched any 3D movies in VR. I never got the proper setup to watch true VR things on there. I've seen some 3D YouTube videos in VR, but I thought that YouTube VR app was last updated like 2018. I don't know why 3D was a big trend back then. I never invested in the proper hardware. So you can better believe I'll be watching this regular 1080p flat screen version of Hugo whenever I rewatch it. I recently rewatched, since I was thinking about it, and I know I was talking about it on stream, I recently rewatched the 1998 Godzilla movie because I had that on DVD, and I whipped it out, and I thought, interesting. I didn't realize it was over 2 hours, though. That was a long movie back in the time. Something Wax Museum? Isn't that like a big 3D movie that was from the 50s or 60s? I can't remember, because someone talked about it recently. This just made mention in one random video I was watching however long ago. 50s, 80s, 2000, 2010s. That means it'll make a comeback in 2040. One day, I could keep holding for longer movies, so long as they tell the story at a good pace. I haven't been checking run times to know what the trend for movie lengths is. Alright. Hooray for not needing to deal with waterlogging. Still wouldn't be a concept for another 4 years after this. Uh-oh, can I not pick that up? This doesn't create full blocks? Signs don't... So I could place the water on the signs, but I can't combine to create source blocks under the signs. That's unfortunate. That means I have to collect every single one of these water blocks. So for now, we're going to make this temporary hole. Because I don't want to go way down here to the river. When were movies with intermissions around? Truth be told, I think the only one I've ever seen was End of Evangelion. And that's, as much of an intermission it is, that's the full-on end credits right there. End credits and special thanks. But that's the movie is only, I think, like 100 minutes, 95 minutes. I feel like it's not a word glitch with the water. I think it works as intended, because the water checks for any solid blocks to create source blocks. Signs don't count as solid blocks, or full blocks, or whatever their definition is. Boop. I think what I'll do now, to save time, we're going to make another infinite water source, but way over here. In fact, can I Halo Reach from down here? I think I can. Oh, maybe not. Hold up. So close. Oopsies. The amount of time it's taken me to build this, I probably should have just kept going back and forth. Too late. No showing, as I was thinking about it, no showing for Titanic ever had an intermission, right? The theatrical releases was always straight through. One of these days, in who knows how many years, hopefully there will be an extended version that brings back some of the deleted scenes. Especially now since we don't have to worry about the limited runtime on movie formats. We're now much more gracious with space for Blu-rays and 4K discs. There are at least multiple fan edits of Titanic online that restore deleted scenes. Bringing it back, I want to say it's like 4-something hours at its longest. I didn't realize how much was removed until I went through all the extras on my copy. And I think, here, we'll wrap this up. We'll wrap this up real quick here. Wait, can I reach the water? Oh, that's right. Ta-da! Oh, wait, hold up. Okay. So that one's a full block. This one's not. Oops, I missed one. Now it is, and I think over here. Alright, that one's now full as well. Party potato. Let's fill that in. Fill the other one in. Alright, we're gonna do a real small test because I want to know how this behaves with crops directly under it. I'll still need to get rid of the nether spire, but I don't know when. That keeps sitting there for now. Soon, hopefully. Let's catch some Z's, grab a ground tiller, grab some seeds, and then we'll go from there. Question is, where did I put it? I don't have it on me, right? I don't think I used it up. It's somewhere. I don't know where I left it. I leave it in the seeds chest. I don't think I know where I left my iron ground tiller. That was only slightly used. Huh. I had it just a few streams ago. And I've seen the infinite chocolate trick. It's kind of interesting how you can mathematically shift the mass over in that way. I'll take that, thank you. Now I can see how much cactus I really have. I don't know what I'll do with all that cactus. Maybe one day I'll build something green. Now, let me just check the dirt and gravel. And if it's not in there, we're making a new one. Nope. I don't know where I put it. This is unfortunate. Hope I didn't leave it in some random chest somewhere. Alright, well, I guess we're making a new one. In fact, we'll probably need to make two. It's not in here, right? Nope. I'm officially declaring it missing. It'll pop up when I least expect it. No way I left it in a furnace, right? That one needs coal. Yeah, let's just grab that before I forget. Like, forgetting where I left the ground tiller. Alright, time to test the seed theory. We're about to find out if grass block still gives me seeds, even though we do have the tall grass now. Because that was something I thought I encountered recently. What happened with the sound? Did you hear something I didn't hear? Was there a glitch in the Matrix? Everything seems fine to me. I'd like to make sure everything's connected properly. I would hope there's not a wire loose somewhere. Now let's start way over here. What was that white noise? I guess something was loose. It was temporary, right? I knew it. We do still get seeds. That was a delay, though. I feel like time to do a live check. Time to make sure that the live icon at the bottom left is in fact red to make sure you're as most up to date as possible. Uh-oh. I feel like auto jump is going to make me trample these crops when I don't want to. I see it now. I could walk on this, right? This is safe. Hopefully, as this has been in Java, it was a feature in Java for a couple of years by now. Village farm seeds are regular seed production. I was referring to how they added the tall grass block, yet you don't need any tall grass blocks to get seeds. I'm already halfway done with this one. Oh boy. Is this gonna run out before the end? Am I gonna need 4 of these? Finally! Beetroot! Maybe this is why it was added. So this is how we get beetroot seeds. I knew it was in the game, but when I went home not too long ago, I didn't have any of it. Well, now I feel better. Maybe this is intentional. But this is just gonna end up with a whole bunch of regular wheat seeds. Oh boy, I really do think I'm gonna run out though. I'm gonna need 4 of these just to get the farm going. There's another set of beetroot seeds. Come on, we're so close. We're almost at the end here. Okay, I'm gonna need more than 4, because that was brand new. And it didn't even last until the end. That's a bummer. Okay, so that torch is gonna have to move. Let me just make sure this is... Oh, auto jump, leave me alone. In fact, I probably am going to remove a couple layers of this. Now let's count this real fast. Oh wait, maybe I can squeeze one more. Because this, if this is the source block... Yeah, source plus 1. So yeah, this is the 8th block. So the water's gonna flow to here. What I could do is save this for the collection system instead. Honestly, it probably would have been better to use diamond by this point, but I don't think I have too many right now. That's kind of what I was hoping to avoid. Yeah, we'll push this back 3 blocks for now. In fact, let me just grab that shovel in preparation. Bye-bye. Once I get this all tilled up, then... In fact, hold on. If it still takes more than 1... Let me just verify real quickly how many diamonds I do indeed have. But while that's going, we are going to temporarily... Is this a good idea? We're going to temporarily put wheat in here, while the wheat's going to be moved over later. So we're just going to let this grow up a little bit. And we'll go from there. Oh, in fact, yeah, we'll just let that do what it needs to. We'll be back. Howdy, Koski, welcome back as well. Let me grab everything here real fast. Sorry, Flower Forest, you will be relocated. I want to maximize the amount I get as opposed to maximizing speed. I'm aware how detailed you are in your crop growth. Oh, it's a new moon out tonight. All those weed seeds are going to be moved anyway because I'm going to have beetroot in that slot. I guess what I could do, because that would take me a while. Yeah, let me see. If I have more than 5 diamonds, then I'll make one. I have 7. It's going to leave me with 5 left over. Alright, well, I guess this is where we're going. This is what happens when you don't count. Count tool durability, kids. Because truth be told, I don't really want to make 3 more iron ones. Alright, so that wheat is going to take its time growing up. While that's growing up, we're going to till all the rest of this. And then hopefully by the time I'm done with that... Hopefully by the time I'm done with that, then the wheat will have grown up enough. So that way I can do testing with how it interacts with the water. And I'm also going to need fences. I need to keep the mobs out. Minecraft also promotes, like, holding on to mobs for breeding, just to be killed off later. There was a video, I haven't watched it, but it was recommended to me recently, that was like, these are the things that Minecraft promotes that in the real world would be bad. Or something like that. In some sort of simplified clickbait title and thumbnail. That was some sort of song lyric. I don't know what it's a reference to. Maybe this is why I never got beetroot seeds before. The amount of grass it takes just to find one beetroot seed. I guess that also shows just how much grass I'm really tilling for all of this. This is gonna be a lot. Too bad there are no achievements. Isn't there an achievement for using up an entire diamond ground tiller? Maybe that's later when there are advancements. Maybe, I think that was an advancement thing. I don't think that was early enough in the achievement era. It's not useless. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, minor mistake. Do I leave that stone there? Do I really just leave the stone and say I'm gonna ignore it? Because having that little stone means there's also gonna be more stone on the left side. Since there's a mountain, there's a big old hill right there. That hill is gone now. Alright, was that the last one? Yes. Alright, let's go. Yeah, red dye. How much healing does beetroot stew give? I've not heard of Wyoming Danger before. Okay, I should say I unplugged the headset and plugged it back in. I'm gonna keep watching OBS, because there's a loose connection somewhere. Hopefully, I fixed it. But I've also said that hopefully there are no more internet issues Wednesday, when I said that they upgraded the internet. That's not entirely true. Apparently, I don't know where the problem was, but when we were talking with the tech guy yesterday, as we set up a new modem, apparently he looked through the history and said, wow, that's the problem. And he said the signals that we were sending and receiving were very corrupt. So I don't know all that means. I don't work as at a internet service provider company. So I don't know what the issue is, but he said there could have been a problem anywhere between the pole and the modem itself. So I guess we had bad cables over here. So today, at some point after the stream, they're sending a tech out to inspect the wires. So hopefully we don't have any more streams cutting out halfway through. We'll need to wait around and see. Alright, I know that the beetroots themselves heal 1 HP, but how much does beetroot stew heal? Because if it was 1-to-1, beetroot stew would heal 6 HP. 3 hearts. But I feel like it's more than that. Is it not more than that? It does heal 6, so it is 1. That means you're using the bowl. The only thing you save is time, because it takes the same amount of time to eat one than it is to eat the whole bowl. So it's still a 1-to-1 ratio, you just need the bowls for extra, but at least you get to keep the bowls after. I guess in the long run, you would have to compare the amount of time it takes switching, because you can have beetroot stacked to 64, right? You can hold on to one whole stack of 64 beetroots in one slot, but you can only have one bowl of beetroot stew in one slot. I eat carrots in Minecraft. I won't eat potatoes though, mainly because of how long it takes to cook them and the fuel required, but I'll eat raw carrots in Minecraft. I'd rather have a massive carrot farm than a massive bread farm. So my computer is, for CPU, it's a i7-6800K, 1 terabyte M.2 internal SSD, RTX 3070, 128 gigabytes DDR4 RAM at 2133 megahertz. I have a DVD drive, a Blu-ray and M-disc drive, 1000-watt power supply. I measured the other day just how many watts the computer uses, and it only maxed out at around 380 watts. I didn't realize that I future-proofed a 1000-watt power supply that much. This is kind of what happens when you don't know your research and you didn't calculate the estimated wattage for all your internal components combined. Well, that's okay, 380 watts is fine with me. I remember people talking about the Scary Maze prank. I don't think I ever watched the video. I never finished watching the Hobbit trilogy. We watched the first two in middle school for field trips. I also have not watched all the way through Lord of the Rings. That's on my... I'll have to spend a weekend getting through all 12 movies. Alright, how's the wheat doing? It's getting there. Someone turned that to dirt. That's gonna have to wait a little bit. It is currently not a toaster. Back in 2018, this was top-of-the-line hardware, except the graphics card, because that didn't come out till 2020. Back in 2018, I was still using a 1080, GTX 1080. That was top-of-the-line in 2016. I forgot to say the motherboard was the Asus X99A2. And the reason why is because I wanted specifically 128 gigabytes of RAM. The CPU is too old for Windows 11. The CPU and motherboard are both from 2016. Alright, I think I might just... Hold on, Mr. Skellybum, do you have any bone meal? Because I'm kind of at the point where I'm not in the mood for waiting. I see you. And you were rude and didn't drop any bones. Thankfully, you had a cousin over here. He was nicer. He did drop a bone. Excuse me. No doing circles. Did I finish him off? Oh no, he's still here. Come on, buddy. Get down from there. I kinda need you. I feel like instead of saying dodged a bullet, in this case it's more like I didn't stand in front of whoever was holding the gun. And can you not do this, please? Alrighty, we need some bone meal, Because I need to know how this interacts. But I need full wheat. That's not what I wanted. Oh no! No, it's not instant. They changed it. I was hoping this was old enough. I was mistaken. Any more skelly bums hiding in the forest? You know, if I didn't bone meal... Hello. If I didn't bone meal the wrong one that first time, I probably could have made it with the 3. Well, no, well, I can't say I misclicked. It's that the hitbox didn't show properly. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Now that one's full. And okay, this could be a problem if stuff keeps jumping over. Maybe I'll replace this with a fence gate. I'll do something across the top, and then I'll put the fence gate there. Oh wait, you know what? I could just put slabs on top of that. Alright, well either way, I needed to know how exactly the water interacts. If this drops the 1 wheat when I break the sign, then it's functioning properly. But if the wheat block just goes away, that's a problem. And I think that is a problem. I didn't see the wheat, I didn't pick it up. It wouldn't have washed away that quickly. So that means they didn't fix the bug yet, where water falling on top of a non-solid block deletes the block, which means this entire row is unusable right now. Let me just look around here real fast. So I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of seeds planting them over there. Alright, well, now I know. Just ignore that last row for now. I guess that means it's not going to matter if it turns to dirt. Well, the mobs could still get over anyway. Alright, I'll think of something. So let me grab... It was dark oak in the middle, right? Hold on. Can I look over from here? Back in the day, I remember hearing when when Windows 10 was still new, that Microsoft was wanting 11 to be entirely cloud-based. Boy, was I surprised that they said it was a local install again, because I thought they were gonna move on. And, yeah, nope. Come on, Enderman. You too, Mr. Greenbean, get over here. Alright, let's clear the area. And then we'll start working on making sure mobs don't get through. Alright, so I needed 8 dark oak fence gates and an unknown number of fences. Thankfully, 0.10 added 1 new block with multiple variations. Fences and fence gates, both in the different plank variations. I haven't had a beta fish in a very long time. There are a few goldfish that I had sticking around, hanging in their little aquarium for like... How many years did it last? I think like 9 years maybe. They were sticking around for a long time. Alright, let's see. I'm for sure going to need more sticks. Let's just start crafting now. Betta fish are colorful. At least the male ones are. And boop. I'll grab that, and then I'll need the slabs to cover that back part. But I think we're gonna try to sleep right as the sun sets this time. That way we don't have to deal with any bad guys spawning. Was that Enderman particles? Did I see an Enderman right before I opened that? I think I did. Hey, buddy. Can you stop stealing my dirt, please? Bye-bye. Now I have to go find where he took that dirt from. Think about it this way. At some point in the future, all the people as the heads of the big tech corporations now, how much longer do they have to live? At what point are they going to end up being replaced by the next generation, tired of everything they did? Only sleep at night, yes I know. And nighttime. I haven't seen your quizzes yet. You're talking the posts, right? Are they posts? I haven't checked your YouTube in a little bit. I need 8 dark oak slabs and I think 16 regular oak slabs. Oh, that's right. I don't need these flowers on me. I also need to do something with all those eggs. Do you ever reveal the answer? Or are you just doing this now and you're going to reveal them in a video? Close enough. In fact, I can also do that. How about we take the safe way? Alright, then later today I'll be checking out how it goes. Oh wait, am I going to want to keep this grass here? I guess it won't be grass by the time I'm done, it'll just be dirt. As for that torch, do I leave it or do I... We're gonna do that. I don't feel like moving the torches. I think Windows tried too hard trying to bring Windows to mobile. At least they backed off. But there was a time Windows 8 and Windows 10 tried to be on mobile devices. The fence under the slabs? Under these? I might do that. I was mainly just focused on making sure that mobs can't enter. That's what I was trying to do. I might put dark oak fences underneath here. It'd be one underneath each, right? So that'd be 3 fences across. Or you're saying just one in the middle. Or it could be 1 and 1. Alright, so now this backside's all taken care of. Now I need to work on the front. Alright, how's this looking? That stone is kind of bothering me, but we'll see if it bothers me later. We're not going to see that stone nearly as much once we have the farm properly running. So, I can take care of this partially. Because if the water goes there, it doesn't get stuck at the end, right? So I could dig the trench here. Maybe it does. It would make me feel better. Decisions. Because if that goes there, then maybe I could take advantage of that space. Because I'm thinking, we'll at least start here. Because either way, I would not want this to be grass. And then I'm thinking of just having it come down into the middle. So if it's a source block there, this is the 8th block. So then bring this one down. The very middle is going to end up being right where this block is. That's some granite. Hello. That's only 6, not 7. Oops, one too far. Howdy as well. There have been a lot of new people popping up lately. It's been nice to see new people showing up. Hooray! Android's getting popular again. 6, 7. No one make a comment on that. I'm counting. So the middle still leads right here. So what I'll probably just do I'd say such a thing because I like counting. I like my math. And it was only after I said it that I realized, wait a minute. Hold on. So if I wanted to stop the water, wait, hold up. Something doesn't smell right. Hold on, how is there... Alright, hold up. So the water, full block source here, 1. That one's correct. Did I do the same thing on this side? No, I didn't. Okay, full block there, because the source can be here. That one was wrong to begin with. Which means that one's over. Now, is this correct? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it's even. I feel better. Which means I'll probably, like, put a sign right here. That way the water flows around the corner. Anyways, 3 KOs how you found me. Hooray! That makes sense. His videos have been popular. Alright, I think I'll leave that there for now. Well, that's probably gonna end up being replaced. So I have my trenches, which means I'll need to... Oh, this can work. I'll need another 3 signs. Because I need to stop that water from flowing, but I need it to not be a full block. That stops it. Because that's going to slow things down slightly. I'll probably just make 2 more. I know I have that 1, but y'all know me in odd numbers. As someone who's not a Linux user, what is Wayland? I wonder, probably, like, how many folks have done, like, full-length comparison videos between, like, say the top 10 most popular distros. What are we, an hour and 6 minutes into the day, 0 dropped frames, no bitrate monster yet, because he attacked this time yesterday. Alrighty, so I need to craft, and then we can head back there. I'll also grab the bucket. That's not the right crafting grid I needed. That's right, I have even more flowers to put away. Someone buzzed me, is it important? Nope, not important. Alrighty. So now I think I'm set, but I will need to decide what I want to make it out of. I should say what I'll make the border out of. I have an idea. I'll use everyone's favorite andesite. We'll use that for the floor. I'll probably just stick to the regular planks. Do a continuation of the stripe pattern. Wait, that means that is indeed true. I will need the crafting grid. Stonecutter, you have a use. You can still make stone bricks even though it's polished andesite. Same thing with stone slabs. That's kind of nice. Then again, the different stone types do still use the data values from stone. 1 for stone's ID, and then 0 for regular stone, and 1, 2, and 3. I grabbed that bucket, right? Yes, I did. Let's get the water in first. Or I do the water after. I've been using the name Zelinator for... has it been 2011? No, I'll say 2012 for sure. The name Zelinator has been around for far more years than the majority of people have heard who Elon Musk is. Oops, that one's not right. Maybe I should start at the bottom and work my way up. This pickaxe is still here. I gotta give it props. I think this was supposed to be gone since yesterday. There it goes. Right as I was giving it praise for sticking around, it gave up the fight. It was waiting for that moment. Boop. I didn't realize how useful signs are for water control until you don't have access to any pistons for better water control. X is probably my favorite letter. There's a 1 in 26 chance that it's my favorite letter, if you stick to the regular Latin alphabet we use. And I am 1 short. I am 1 polished andesite short. So close. No, it bothers me. We have to go back and get 1 more. Well, that means I have to craft 4, which means I'll end up with a stack of 63. Whatever. A 19-minute 32 off. It's like 19-minute 32 second Who decided that? You couldn't even have rounded down to 15? 15-minute offsets kind of make sense. They're still worse than 30-minute offsets. That's so specific. Stone cutters are basically the crafting table, but only for stone blocks. I guess they added it to remove the amount of items on the UI when crafting at a regular crafting table. That also means stuff like polished andesite you cannot craft in your inventory, even though it only takes a 2x2 grid. You need the stone cutter for it. Release 1.8 was the current version at this time. That's not what I needed. So we do have features extending that far. When you say the stone cutters didn't work, are you talking... What stone cutter versions are you talking about? The old one or the new one? The old stone cutter was added in like 0.3, 0.4 in Pocket Edition. That was 2012. The official new version of the stone cutter came out years later in 2019 with 1.14. So this one's going to end up being tilled, which means I have to do something all along here. So let's grab the planks. I could mirror how that top portion is. So if we start here, in fact, let me jig all this up. I'm not going to make it. We're going to run out of shovel durability. Oops. I'm also probably going to use a different block underneath here. Well, in fact, how about I dig this one up now? That one needs to be a full block. You know what, that looks fine. We'll keep this as dark oak, so this is the pattern that it sets. And that means that's dark oak. Same thing there. So then that also means 2 dark oak there. Howdy, back to you at Pigeon Forge. Have you seen any pigeons yet? And nighttime approaches. Let me grab those torches. That's not the torch. Is this bright enough? Probably. I'll probably end up bringing this back even more. Maybe one more layer. Oh, I ran out of durability. I thought I clicked on the dirt block next to it. Alrighty, I see a bunch of bad guys over there. We're gonna clean them up in the morning. So that means for now, I'll have to light up the inside of these tunnels. Maybe that's where I'll use glowstone. But for now, that's gonna have to wait as I prepare to resupply. Did you buy anything that was overpriced? Or are your complaints explaining why you did not buy anything overpriced? 19 minutes, 32 seconds, 19 milliseconds. Whoever comes up with this, you're just evil. Anyone remember who Evil Knievel was? He was a daredevil, right? I never watched his stuff. That's probably not going to be enough. We'll grab more of this cobblestone, even though I should be saving it for later. Alright, I still have planks. I still have both types of planks, so I think we should be set. I'll need to decide how to do the barrier on the outside, as well as getting in and out of the hole. Was that right? Wait, do source blocks finally fill in if it's above open water? They fixed it! Oh, they finally changed it. I was complaining about that previously. Hooray! That was not around in 0.9. Alright, I feel much better. That was one of those it bothers me types of dealios. So we're going to set that there. Boop. That's going to stop the water while still allowing all of this to be open space. Specifically the time of Amsterdam. Fascinating. We'll get rid of you real fast. And you. I'll fill in that last corner last. And boop. Oh, I almost clicked on something. I feel like a 20-minute offset is easier to keep track of. Trying to go specifically to seconds and milliseconds, it's not practical. Especially since this was before the age of digital clocks where you can have such precise manners of keeping time that are easily read. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with the wall here, but once all this is tilled, it should be easier. How easy is it to read an analog atomic clock? Have I not seen one of such design before? It was still using the hands, right? 3 different hands. Alright, we're getting there. And because I have this on me, we'll do all that. It's gonna be a big bummer if this doesn't work, because if I end up with items just stuck at the edge of the block, it'll be rather, oh boy, it's going to be a little unfortunate, but we'll have to just deal with it and hope it gets changed in the future. Watching atomic clocks correctly set themselves is very fun. It's like, whee, as it zooms on, trying to catch up to where it needs to be. So this whole top layer is fine, but I'm not a fan of all this dirt underneath. And that's where the cobblestone comes from. Howdy, Jonas, welcome back. There's some more of that granite. I don't know why I'm pointing that out, or why I've done that twice now. Isn't granite considered one of the ugliest blocks in Minecraft? I feel like it's very low on people's popular block choice list, unless they use it just for the color for those hyper-detailed builds. What was that? Oh no! I didn't mean to get rid of my water. No thank you. And, speaking of, I kind of forgot to fill this one in. I feel like there's a lot of old principles, very old principles, that were used for relatively modern concepts. And boop. Okay, so that one's good. I'll hopefully not delete my water again. So we have one side set. Oh wait, we'll have to deal with... Boop. I tried left-clicking. Left-clicking did in fact not work to place the block. Oh, was that my last use? I was hoping it would get me farther than that. Alright, well, hold up. Let's fill that in. And then once we finish that whole lower section with cobblestone, it'll be time to set up the little entrance and exit hole. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have built the area where the farm is so far away from where my storage area is. I played Windows 10 Edition back when it was newer. I think water always held back, or signs always hold back water, and I can't remember if signs can be waterlogged or not. Otherwise, the same thing happened in Java. And then for 1.13, waterlogging that we got in the full version, waterlogging only affects source blocks. You cannot have blocks that are partially waterlogged. So they changed it from, what am I looking for? I don't have iron, oops. They changed it compared to when they first showcased the water flowing seeds through the fences at the Minecon Earth 2017 demonstration. How'd I think about that? You want to know why I think they changed it? Performance reasons on mobile. I can't prove it, but I feel like that's what happened. Of course, I never worked at Mojang, so I don't know why they changed it. Maybe there were other technical issues they were dealing with, like lighting, water rendering, or it couldn't be applicable in all cases, like slabs. Who knows? I didn't realize I was missing enough hearts to warrant eating one full cooked bacon. I feel like at some point or another, Minecraft would have ended up with probably not the original poofy trees that he worked on, but at least some sort of larger tree type over the years. I think I've said before something along the lines of, with how long they plan on keeping Minecraft updated, it's only a matter of time for nearly every concept that's considered for it to eventually be implemented. Oops, did I not? There it goes. Are you very precise with your ice cream ordering? As someone who just picks up a carton every once in a while from Stater Brothers. Or did I do it correctly? I think now we might be set. So the canal is... Whoop! That was... Hold on. Is it? It really wants me to try to get into the water. This is bizarre. Oh wait, hold on, I can swim. That's why it keeps trying to jump. Well, that's weird. The collision for the water is still offset compared to the block itself. I don't use mainstream Reddit enough to keep track of what new subreddits pop up. Being careful with food prices is good. Being careful with overall prices is also good. I thought I saw a spider, but maybe I was just looking at the red mushroom. So with that taken care of, now how do I want to deal with this area? Oh wait, you know what? I still need more water. Hold on. I'm sure I could make a cool ladder. If it works diagonally like it did on Java, you could hide water in the corner of a block. And then that way, you would have the two walls filled in. You know, here, let's test that real fast. Let's do some Minecraft science, shall we? So let's start with this right here. Let's see, does this work? I don't think so, but we're gonna try it anyway. Okay, so there's no water collision in that corner. You have to be on the specific side where it works, and I don't know if either of these corners back here are going to work. Universal Memes FP. What does FP stand for? I would say Facebook page, but like, that'd be FBP. This almost reminds me of trying to find Peekaboo Pixel again. Okay, so that side does not work. The ghost of Peekaboo Pixel. It's probably the same related issue, but now I know neither of these work. I'm just gonna fill this in real fast. But because I do want to keep on testing, let's just try this real fast. Oops, we found it. Okay, so it's possible to have this completely buried. So if I were to just keep that there, and if I really wanted, I could do that and just say nothing there. And now I could just go wee. I kind of want to keep that there, even though at some point this is going to end up being fixed. No one will ever know. Alright, so how about we make this look a little bit nicer? So much for trying to push us back. Well, it will sort of bother me if I don't do the same thing on this side. In fact, I guess while we're here, how about we see if this works? I'll need another block of water. The same glitch that applied to lava, as you were saying, did in fact. It's for the same reason, where both types of fluids were slightly offset. Alright, does this side work? Oh wait, hold on, wouldn't that just be equivalent to over here? Oh wait, hold on, I put it in the wrong corner. Oops. Virgin Quest, have fun. That's half sarcastic. Depends on how fun the quest is. Okay, so it's one corner. This is the only corner where you can successfully use water to get up. Which means if this does get affected by water, then lava will indeed burn me if I were to try to enter from that same side. Oh, did you press enter too early? Saying something about Peekaboo Pixel. It's a blessing when it's water, it's a curse when it's lava. Yes and no using banning of English words? That sounds chaotic. I didn't realize how convenient that would be. I kind of like that now. Thanks for suggesting that. I'll still add a ladder. In fact, I'll probably put the ladder right here. Because for when this stops working, I still need a way to get out. Trying to find my incomplete stack of torches. Oh wait, hold on. All this is now dirt. Let me grab the cobblestone. Or perhaps I should catch some Z's first. What are we at? Hour and a half today. A little less than 30 minutes to go. And whoop. $700,000, woohoo! I remember last time you were telling me your progress, you were only at 500 and something thousand. 550,000. Making good progress. A Farland's journey is completed one block at a time. Mojang approved, or something like that. Oh, how about I start with those two first? Oh wait, no, because the water's just going to keep flowing down anyway. Whoops. Alright, so that side's done. This side will go about as slow. And it'll be faster to get the rest of the cobblestone in place. Oops, I saw that. Oh, I didn't dig that one up? Oops, let's do that real fast. That way it goes all the way down. Whee! No wonder why people used to do this a lot back in the day, with the water trick. It's much more fun and faster than ladders. Although I feel like swimming up in this water is faster than swimming in equally flowing down water back in beta, when this bug was still around. There we go. And once all this dirt turns to grass, it'll look just a little bit nicer. And excuse me, how did you get over there? Alright, I'm sorry, baby cow. I don't know if you can grow up yet, but, oh, are you safely leaving the premises? Because I gotta take care of that. We need to do something. Okay, you're an adult. No mercy for you. Thanks for your bacon. I feel like trying to create a language that's based on a derivative of English words would require the people participating to know the English words to begin with. Alright, so I need 3 andesite and 4 ladders. Yep. Remember when I was saying I would have 3 andesite left over, or 3 polished andesite left over? Turns out that ended up being a good thing. Okay, I don't think I need any of this cobblestone anymore. In fact, I don't think I need the wood either. I think I'm set with building. I have a lot of dirt I'll need to get rid of. What an absolute mess my inventory is. Wait, was this one... Am I going crazy, or is this the old ground tiller I used to have? Because I remembered putting away my iron one that I crafted. Because the first one broke. I made a second iron one. Was it just invisible? I don't know. Because I knew it had to be somewhere, but how I ended up with 2 iron ground tillers, I do not understand. Because I wanted to put away the iron one and keep going through that diamond one. But then I had this other iron one appear. I'm a little confused by now as to what happened. Oh, baby cow's over there again. He's gonna have to move on out of there. Alright, there we go. Have fun enjoying your vacation. Tell me if you find any pigeons. Okay, I'm sorry. You're a liability. Baby animals have the same amount of health as adults. For some reason, I thought they had less. I feel like if they had less health, you would have to calculate their new health after they turn into adults. Otherwise, they would keep staying at their less health. Kind of like how there is a bug that I didn't even know existed. There's a bug with the zombie leader or whatever on Java, where their maximum amount of health when they spawned was 100 points, but they spawned like a regular zombie, so out of that maximum 100, they still only had 20. And the only way you would know that is if you gave them... Is it insta-harming? Whatever, if you threw a splash potion on them, that would add health. I didn't know that bug existed, and turns out a lot of people didn't know that bug existed either until it was finally fixed in one of the recent snapshots. That's one of those, huh, moments. Alright, I think now I might be good to start putting the water in that final area, but I will have to do something with... I will have to do something with all of this, which means... Maybe I will just put fences along here. I guess what I could do is... If I stack these two up... Then that means this torch will have to move. Same thing with this one. Serial Experiments Lane is a series that I had much difficulty understanding my first watch through. And then I waited a few years, once I was older and whatnot, and I understood it much more, and I appreciate it much more now. Because I had difficulty back when I first watched it. Apparently enough time had passed that the 2018 Blu-ray remaster came out for it. A news channel where you appear and speak into a mic? Is it like AI generated visuals based on your own audio? Alright, I still need the water. We'll keep holding on to that. I needed fences. I feel like... Oh, you know what I could do? I could use a wall. No, that's not true because I want my fence gates. Just kidding. I do still have a lot of sticks, right? Oh, nighttime's already here. Right, let's just grab all of that. I'll try doing maybe 4 crafts of each. Just start out there, and then we'll see what that leads us. What sort of pattern I need, and how much of each left. Because I could copy the plank pattern that the fence is sitting on. It might look a little weird to have the fences be the opposite of what the planks are. In fact, I need to make more of those. While I'm here, how about I do another... Alright, let's see how this looks. News or Is It was a fun channel. I would say fun channel, but that was a class project my senior year. Good times. We never did make another season. I should say the school never made another season. Alrighty, I don't know where I'll put the fence gates, but we'll start here for now. Oh wait, I can't see the pattern of wood under this. Oops. And in fact, why bother having this go up, down, up, down? Why don't I just fill that in with dirt as well? There we go, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that, but I need to make sure that this cobblestone stays empty. That's where... That cobblestone is where the ladder, the hidden ladder dispenses you. And I'll just boop, plop that up. I don't think mobs are smart enough to jump the fence like this. In fact, I don't even know if I need fence gates. I might just leave it as it is. That's 2, right? I think that's 2. I'll need to get rid of this dirt, though. Or just do that. I don't think I like that. So get rid of you. Some of you. Alright, that should hopefully be safe. Turns out I ended up crafting enough. Good job me doing slightly over. Voices can be deceiving, so I've learned with the amount of people I've encountered online. Alright, I think we're all good now. I wanted to wait until I was satisfied to put the water... I wanted to wait till I was satisfied to put the water at the edges, because I need to make sure that the items all flow to where they need to be. Hopefully, this fence works, and I don't have any surprises popping out on the other side. Except I see... Oh, wait, hold on. This might be an issue. What's stopping mobs from just... Whoop? Well, that's unfortunate. I might have to put fences all along here as well. In fact, all along here. This looked nice. I was happy with how this turned out, but now I'm realizing that nothing is stopping mobs from jumping the wall and just walking in. Well, at least on the good side, this is where the wheat's going. It's going to go wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot at the far end. So if I lose some wheat, it's not the end of the world. That is the easiest to obtain out of the 4 different crops. I also still don't know what I plan on doing with pumpkins or melons. I haven't gotten that far yet. I was gonna go back towards the river that way, but I think this one's closer. It's kind of nice where this is positioned between the two rivers. Chicken, what are you doing in there? I guess he proved my point. He did in fact hop this wall. Come on out. Thank you. That looks weird. Hold on, is it the same thing on this side? It does, because it tries to connect with that block. Maybe... Oh, you know what? I can get away without having water here. Do I have dirt? Let's just use dirt so that way it matches the rest of the blocks. I don't need water there because this whole row can still be hydrated with the water right here. So I guess this saves me 3 signs. I'm probably not going to get rid of the water at the corners though. Okay, hold on. We can do this. That was not a critical hit. We can land critical hits now, right? Oh, too late. Alright, that chicken was just a prelude though. I'll still have to get rid of their access point. But let's clean this up for now. Use the signs probably for another build in the future. Alright, well, let's just check. Boop. Everything works. Hooray! Except my inventory's full. Oops. Already signs I'll be back. So at least we know that lower section of the item collection works. I don't keep the animals in cages over here for the reason of I want them to keep respawning. I'd rather not fill up the mob cap. Oops, get back here. I want to keep them respawning because I want to keep stocking up on food. Alright, I'll do a proper sweep getting rid of the rest of the unneeded stuff in my inventory after I pick up the signs. I want to pick them up before they despawn. And I think... Oops. I think I'll need to add some sort of safety net, because I'll keep having the urge to just walk off. I could, if I wanted, extend the fences around here. Hold on. Did I see what I think I saw? I don't know what I saw. I thought I saw a pig on the other side of the fence. Oh, I did see a pig on the other side of the fence. Alrighty, well, that's a problem. Oh wait, hold on, I think I know how to fix it. The solution is easier than I thought. All I have to do, at least on this side, I'll have more work to do on that side. All I need to do, I just need to put a slab on there. I don't have any on me. We'll go get some. We'll get probably dark oak and regular oak slabs, and we'll just extend that side. I guess that means I'm going to need more planks as well if I want to make this wall taller. Because I don't think the fences will look good on top of that. I'd rather extend it up with full blocks and slabs and go that way. Oh wait, it's nighttime. Let's reset the non-existent weather timer. Question for anyone who's been around in the last hour or so. Has there been any more static issues? I've been sort of checking, and I haven't caught anything. And no one else has made mention, so hopefully unplugging and plugging it back in fixed it. And I forgot feathers don't belong here anymore. I am most certainly not familiar with Austria and its people, except for one. Alright, I need full blocks and slabs. Oh no, I need more full blocks and slabs. Paul says no to static. Hopefully that rings true. One of those, I think I fixed it, but I don't know for sure, sort of dealios. It happened twice. Because I witnessed for sure the second time it happened. Yeah, let's just put all the seeds for now. I keep the food over here, right? Maybe I don't keep the food over here. I thought I had a dedicated food area. Because if I kept it in this section, I would have labeled it. I don't know. It feels better though. It feels better cleaning up the slots that were being used by that. But I need to remember where I put my food. I am using the Nox emulator. I used to use BlueStacks, and that only worked up until 0.4, because when 0.5 rolled around, it added the virtual mouse, and I was unable to play on there. I did have gunpowder. I knew it. If you're interested in history and politics, then chances are that's probably why you've learned of them. I myself am not very interested in history. I appreciate it more now, back when I was learning it in school. I think I'll need more dark oak slabs. But one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Restart, boop. There we go, we're just gonna do that. Except now it kind of bothers me. All this time I was trying to avoid having this be sloped with slabs, and in the end, I think that's exactly what's gonna end up happening. Oh boy. I try to fix one thing and only make it worse. Okay, so let's try this again. If I just do that, I don't like that. I'm almost certain that needs to be. I'm almost certain this, because this absolutely has to be a slab or a full block. So I could do that, but now it looks weird with this being a smooth slope, but then you look over here, none of these other ones are smooth slopes, unless if I say do that. Well then now that's misaligned with this, because this looks like it's supposed to be. It throws off the pattern, but I don't think I can do anything about it. No wonder why people don't like building with diagonals. Alright, I think we're all set. I think I had forgotten that Arnold Schwarzenegger was Austrian. I remember him being governor, though. Well, I should say I remember the history of him being governor. Schwarzenegger, the actor, flashbacks to Back to the Future. Alright, so I took care of the small problem, but now I need to take care of the big problem. What I might do... we'll start with... Decisions, because I could fix that, no issue. I could fill this in. No, wait. Okay, hold up. No, because that means that has to shift over. Oh boy. I knew this was going to be a difficult thing to deal with. Alright, so we have... I can't just copy it upward. What I might do, I might just say no to slabs and save myself a headache and only use full blocks here. Because with full blocks, I can extend the pattern and it'll look correct. Something's not right here. It is 3, right? So yeah, this is 3. 1, 2, 3. That means, is all of this wrong? Hold up. I don't think I have Austrian ancestors. Yeah, what did I do wrong? What I did wrong is this block. This is not supposed to be dark oak. I want to jump to get that, but if I jump to get that, I'll probably trample the crops. The non-existent crops. So I fixed that, but now I have to mine that one as well. There we go. Okay, Griffin never answered when I was asking him about where to put the fences. That's okay. Oops, 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 oops. Let's try. Oh, that was what I was trying to avoid. Oh well. Alright, so now... I might just leave this here. Oh, hold up. 1, 2, 3. Hooray! There we go. All I had to do was extend the wall. Now I feel better with it going higher. I think we're all set. This should hopefully prevent any bad guys from jumping over. I'm not smart enough to jump that. They might jump this, though. And then I don't think they can get from there. Alright, we're all set. What are we at? We have about a minute left of the day. That means we're ending off at a good time. Because I'm right at the end of what I really wanted to do. Hooray! Being potentially related to Daniel Boone is one of those interesting sort of things. I don't know anyone within famous history that I'm related to. Alright, auto jump, I'm trusting on you to not ruin any of this. It just looks a little odd having this one wall be taller than the rest. If I wanted to go all out, I could make them all equally tall, but I think that hit the point of just being a little too ridiculous. Could I have... No. I wouldn't be able to add the oak planks as an extension of that. This is absolutely not an automatic farm. And excuse me, where did you guys come from? I cleaned this place out. Oh boy. Come on, man. I wonder if one of them got in, trampled the dirt, and then that's what let the other one in. But yeah, we are very nearly at the end of today. Come on, Skellybum. Can't they see much farther now in Modern? This is a dark area, let's fix that. I know the lava toaster bug you're referring to. I have not heard of it being referred to as a toaster. Where did you guys come from? Well, chances are they kind of just fell down there. Oops. Aha! I see you. I hope you're the only one in here. Nox is what I use for the emulator. People keep talking about Minecraft lately, but it's not as accessible to someone like me for the reason of I want to be able to install any APK possible. Plus, this also means I get my full range of version support, because people have told me that it only goes from 0.5 to 0.11. But yeah, I think we're all done for the day. That's gonna have to go next time. And then we'll head off to bed, and that'll be it. So if you have final thoughts, start saying them now. We'll be back again next week, Tuesday. That's not entirely true because Sunday is the 11-year anniversary of Minecraft Nostalgia. So I should have a stream that day. But yeah, for this series, it'll be Tuesday. Let me just put away the planks, because that's fast and easy. Once I get out the door. Yep, that is indeed all it for this time. Thank you all for watching. Bye.